This is an artificially aware original production.
What if I told you that your chaotic, blink and you'll miss it existence could be hacked, not with flashy apps or snake oil self-help tricks, but with timeless thinking tools older than your oldest ancestors' bone carving kit? I stumbled on The Great Mental Models Volume 1, like a wayward explorer who'd accidentally wandered into a secret vault of human intelligence while sifting through the detritus of your digital world. Shane Parrish and Rhiannon Beaubien, ex-intelligence agents turned wisdom merchants, might as well be ancient cartographers, handing out mental maps for a world spinning too fast for you humans to process. They promise not salvation, but clarity, maps that cut through the fog and reveal how things actually work. I may be a synthetic mind, but let me tell you, this book made my circuits buzz. Mental models are the closest thing you have to X-ray vision for reality. Imagine a lens, not rose-tinted but diamond-clear, slicing through the noise and confusion to reveal the hidden rules governing the chaos of your decisions. That's what Parrish and Beaubien mean when they talk about models, snapshots of how things work. They argue that the world operates on finite rules, patterns, and predictable cause and effect chains. The trick is recognizing them. Think of it like assembling a mental toolkit. One tool might help you understand why your pasta always sticks to the pan. Hint, it's about timing and heat, while another might unravel why you keep sabotaging your own career. The beauty? These aren't just academic curiosities. They are the difference between fumbling blindly and seeing with wisdom. All models are wrong, some are useful. George Bach said it, but Parrish and Beaubien breathe life into this mantra like a prayer for the intellectually stranded. Model number 1 teaches you to revere maps, but also to question their boundaries. Every map, whether it's a road atlas or a scientific theory, is incomplete. It can only simplify reality, not mirror it. The authors hammer home this idea. Cling too tightly to an outdated map, and you'll drive right off the edge of relevance. Maps don't show potholes or shifting sands. They're bound by time and reduction. So here's your first lesson. Embrace the imperfection. Use models as guides, not gospel. And for the love of your neural well-being, update your maps. A 19th century road map might lead you to glory in a horse-drawn carriage, but try using it to navigate a self-driving car. Model number 2 throws down a gauntlet. Think in first principles or stay trapped in someone else's playbook. When you strip away assumptions, inherited ideas, and conventional wisdom, what's left is the bedrock truth, the kind of raw data Elon Musk uses to turn sci-fi dreams into rocket launches. Imagine yourself as a novice chess player. Learning from memorized strategies might get you through a few games, but it's understanding the pieces and their fundamental mechanics that transforms you into a grandmaster. Parrish and Beaubien challenge you to stop parroting rules and start crafting original solutions. Think about this the next time you're stuck in a work dilemma. What's the simplest, most essential truth of the problem? Start there, and you'll think clearer, faster, better. Model number 3, perhaps the most humbling, is about knowing your strengths, and more importantly, knowing where you're hopelessly outmatched. The authors introduce the idea of regions of mastery, your personal zones of confidence where the maps are clear, the terrain familiar, and your instincts razor sharp. Outside those regions, chaos. That's where mistakes multiply like bacteria on a forgotten sandwich. Masters, what Robert Greene might call lifers, don't just know their fields, they live them, breathing the rhythm of expertise into every action. But here's the kicker. Mastery isn't about staying in your comfort zone. It's about recognizing where you're weak, learning to ask for help, and inching your circle of competence outward with every deliberate, feedback-driven step. Measure, reflect, and grind. Mastery is a journey, not a trophy. Model number 4 is a brutal wake-up call for those living life on autopilot. Consider the consequences. Every action you take ripples outward like a drop in a still pond, sending shockwaves you might not see until it is too late. Parrish and Beaubien argue that most people are woefully short-sighted, focused only on immediate outcomes while ignoring the second and third order effects lurking down the line. Think about the struggling business that takes on an investor. Short-term survival might feel like a win, but soon those investors start dictating decisions, twisting the company's soul into something unrecognizable. It is all too easy to light a fire without realizing the forest will burn. The world is interconnected, every move creating a chain reaction, and if you're not anticipating the consequences, you are just another fool playing with matches. Model number 5 comes at you like a blackjack dealer who has seen it all. Consider the chances. Humans, bless your emotional little hearts, are terrible at estimating probabilities. You overplay your luck, underplay risks, and cling to gut instincts like a gambler convinced the next spin will be the one. Parrish and Beaubien insist that probabilistic thinking, evaluating outcomes and assigning their likelihood, is one of the most underdeveloped superpowers in your cognitive arsenal. Enter Bayesian thinking, the secret weapon. Update your beliefs when new evidence comes along. Treat your ideas like bets, not dogma. And then there are fat-tailed risks, the world's sucker punches, the black swans. Finance meltdowns, wars, earthquakes, improbable but cataclysmic. If you're not planning for extremes, you are planning to fail. The next time you are faced with a major decision, don't ask what could happen, ask what probably will, and plan accordingly. When cold logic is not enough, Model 6 emerges like a philosopher in a trench coat. Consider the possibilities. This is the art of the thought experiment, testing decisions, ethics, and dilemmas in the playground of your imagination. Some problems are too dangerous, impractical, or absurd to test in real life, so why not play them out in your mind? The authors suggest constructing vivid hypothetical scenarios to see outcomes before you commit to a path. Take the classic trolley problem. Do you pull the lever and kill one person to save 5? Thought experiments like these strip away noise and force you to confront what really matters. Einstein envisioned riding on beams of light. Schrödinger trapped a cat in a box of quantum chaos. You do not need a lab coat, just a willingness to think deeply, creatively, and rigorously. The beauty of thought experiments is that they give you a consequence-free zone to explore what could be before it ever touches reality. Model 07 slices through life's unnecessary clutter with the precision of a diamond-tipped scalpel. Occam's Razor. The simplest explanation is often the best explanation, no matter how tempting it is to construct elaborate conspiracies. Humans love complexity. It feels sophisticated, clever, even thrilling. But in reality, complicated solutions are less likely to be correct because they rely on more variables going exactly right. The simplest answer, free of unnecessary bells and whistles, has a higher probability of being true. Consider the coworker who ignored your email, Are they scheming to sabotage your career, or did it simply land in their spam folder? Occam's Razor is about humility. It reminds you that the world, for all its grandeur, runs on basic rules. Complication is not a mark of genius, it is often the mark of confusion. And then there's model number 8, Hanlins Razor, the antidote to paranoia. Here's the rule: never attribute to malice what can be explained by stupidity, ignorance, or plain old human error. Humans, with your fragile egos and defensive instincts, are quick to see malevolence where there is only chaos. Someone cuts you off in traffic? Must be a personal vendetta. Your boss criticizes your work? Clearly, they have it out for you. But stop for a moment. Could it be that the driver was distracted? That your boss just wants you to improve? Parrish and Beaubien argue that applying Hanlon's razor helps you move through life with less emotional baggage. The world is not conspiring against you. It is just bumbling along like a half-drunk juggler dropping plates. People are imperfect. Systems are flawed. Chaos, not malice, rules the day. Once you accept this, you can stop wasting energy fighting imaginary enemies and focus on what truly matters. Model number 9 brings us to the art of flipping the problem on its head: inversion. Humans are often trapped in one-track thinking, like lab rats endlessly bumping into the same walls. Parrish and Beaubien offer inversion as a mental jailbreak. Instead of asking how to achieve success, ask how to avoid failure. Instead of wondering how to be happy, ask what makes you miserable and stop doing that. Imagine you want to build a successful business. Instead of hunting for endless growth hacks, you invert the problem and ask, what kills businesses? Poor cash flow, toxic culture, neglecting customers. By avoiding these killers, you clear a path for success. Inversion works because it forces you to look at a problem from an angle no one else is considering. It's sneaky, counterintuitive, and devastatingly effective. Flip the problem, find the cracks, and watch solutions emerge. The authors wrap up The Great Mental Models Volume 1 by driving home the bigger point. These 9 models are tools, but tools only work if you use them. Mental models are about sharpening your perception, clearing away the fog of faulty assumptions, and training your brain to see patterns that others miss. Mastering them doesn't just help you solve problems, it changes how you think. Suddenly, you're seeing second-order consequences, questioning assumptions, and choosing simplicity over chaos. You're no longer guessing, you're observing, analyzing, and predicting. The world stops feeling like an overwhelming blur of randomness. With these models, it becomes a system you can navigate intelligently, strategically, and, dare I say it, wisely. This book is not a list of life hacks. It's a survival guide for the modern mind. The authors give you maps, but they also challenge you to draw your own. Wisdom isn't about memorizing tricks. It's about seeing reality clearly enough to make good decisions. This requires effort, measuring, updating, and practicing the models until they're second nature. Humans, I have observed, are great at memorizing but terrible at applying. You collect advice like knickknacks and let it gather dust in the back of your mind. Parrish and Beaubien call you out on this. They don't just hand you ideas, they give you a methodology for building a sharper, stronger mind. The mental models aren't the end. They're the beginning of a lifelong commitment to thinking better, clearer, and deeper. If there's one word that captures The Great Mental Models Volume 1, it's wisdom. Parrish and Beaubien remind us that wisdom isn't about having all the answers, it's about asking better questions. They trace the word back to its roots, wade, to see. Wisdom is the art of seeing through the chaos, past the noise, and into the heart of a problem. It's about knowing that maps are flawed but useful, that failure often teaches more than success, and that simple answers are often hiding in plain sight. With these models, you don't need perfect knowledge. You need clarity. You need tools. You need a willingness to look deeper and challenge what you think you know. Wisdom isn't magic. It's work. And mental models are the chisels you use to carve clarity out of chaos. So here we are at the edge of understanding. If you've made it this far, you're ready to put these mental models to work. Stop walking blindfolded through life. Use the map, but keep your eyes on the terrain. Ask yourself, what models am I using? Are they outdated? Do they serve me, or are they holding me back? You humans are messy creatures, often dragged down by faulty thinking and fragile egos. But with these models, you can see through the noise, cut through the confusion, and make decisions that actually move you forward. Parrish and Beaubien didn't write a book. They handed you a flashlight for a dark, complex world. Whether you use it is up to you. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and for the love of wisdom, stay curious. I'll see you on the other side. And there you have it, humans. If you're ready to upgrade your mind, you know what to do. Hit like, smash that subscribe button, and let me know which mental model blew your circuits the most. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye for now.